Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to a beautiful, very warm day in the garden. Today we are going to be playing with something so awesome and so fun that I have been looking forward to for a really, really long time, since the first time I ever saw it. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy it too. So today we are playing with Gaffrey Art Materials Heavy Texture 3D Paint. This stuff is very cool. It's super, super thick, which you guys know I love thick paint. And it's actually used for kind of sculpting, paint sculpting, if you will, to give us a very three-dimensional result. This is one that I did last night, minus the piece of Baxter hair. But you can see the height, you can see the dimension, you can see the texture. I love the variation in the color that you can create with the piping bag. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to show you how to do something like this today. I also wanted to show you one other thing that I've been playing with. These are a bunch of samples that I've done. I got a bunch of these canvas board panels, and they are all individually wrapped, which has been amazing for me because I've just been playing right on top of the plastic. And the good thing about having that right on the plastic is once they dry, you can just peel them right off and put them anywhere else. So this is a little collage of all the little practice ones that I've done, which I actually think looks really, really neat and really cool. But HOA, if you can get in, kind of do a close-up a little bit so they can see the texture, they can see the height, they can see the different dimensions. And these are a bunch of different cake tips, decorating tips, which I'm going to show you. But today we're going to be making something like this to try to create a beautiful hydrangea, which I'm really excited about. So this is pretty fun. I would recommend, if you want to play with this, you get yourself some canvas boards that are individually wrapped, because it makes life much, much easier. You can mix on them, you can practice on them, you can scrape them off and put it back in the bag. So that's really, really fun. Okay, put that back over there. Just want to show you real quick. This was one that I had done the other day as a practice piece with some of the different tips. And this is pretty much dry now, which is kind of cool. So that's one question, is how long does this stuff take to dry? The experience that I've had, it pretty much sets up within, 4 or 5 hours. The outside surface is harder. I wouldn't tap on it because the inside would still be softer, but this is, I think, 2 days old, and I'd say it's pretty much dry. So that's pretty neat. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited to show you guys and share with you. I'm going to show you one more big, huge, gigantic flower thing that I did the other night. This one actually was last night. This one is not dry yet, but the outside surface I can touch. It does feel semi-hard, but I know underneath there is still soft. So this bigger one is going to take a few days to dry versus that smaller stuff. So that was pretty neat. So today we're going to be creating something very similar to this with the same color palette. This is the Gaffrey Titanium White that we have here, and this beautiful metallic turquoise. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful color. Really, really pretty what's in there. And then we're going to add a little bit of gold, because we always need gold, because we like gold. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I just want to show you how this whole system works. Okay, these are cake decorating tips. HOA, can you get in kind of close over here?
Just the tips?
Yes, my love, just the tips.
Sorry.
Perpetually 12 years old, that's at HOA. So depending on how it's cut out, that's how the paint comes out when you're squeezing it. So you get different effects from using the different tips. Today we're primarily going to be using this one, which is called a leaf tip. Kind of looks like a little bird's beak. Can you get in kind of close in there, HOA?
As close as we can.
Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. I did want to show you a couple of different ways to layer the bag. This is one that I've already prepared. This is just a piping bag, and I put the tip in there before the paint and cut the edge so that the tip is wedged in. The plastic actually comes just past the opening of the tip, and then the paint is in there, and you twist this up to get it nice and tight, and then you're going to give it a squeeze and the paint's going to come out. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is by using something called a coupler, which are this mechanism, 2 little pieces. This one goes in your bag first, and then you put your tip on, like so. That fits right on there, and then the coupler top piece goes on there and screws up. And the nice thing about using this is that if I decide I want to use a different tip halfway through, I could just take this off, put the new tip that I want on there, screw that back on, and we're good to go. So that's really easy. We are going to be using this one today though, so I'm going to put that one back on there. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I fill the bag. This is a 20-ounce cup. I like it because it's tall. You're going to put this into your bag first, and then fold over the top of the bag like a cuff, and just kind of place it over your cup. Give yourself a nice well to put your paint into. Okay, so what I want to do color-wise, and this is one thing I wanted to mention about the Gaffrey stuff. To close these bags, you can use a paper clip, or you can just sort of press it shut like that, and the little bit of paint dries up in there. And then when you want to use it again, you just squeeze it, and the paint comes right out, which I'm going to show you right now. So there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could roll it up and just squirt it directly into your piping bag, which we will try to do. Okay, so for this, I kind of want to have streaks of blue on either side. So to that end, I'm going to actually squirt a layer of paint on either end on the sides. You could also do this with a palette knife. If you wanted to squirt some on a board and use your palette knife to load it up, you can do that. You're going to add a little bit of gold in there too.
Hey, could you just put one of those couplers on that bag?
No, because how would you get it inside of here? So we're just going to add a little bit of gold in here, not a lot. Just a little bit, and I'm going to take that solid piece that's dried up off. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm going to cut open the white. Just cut a corner off, and we're going to fill the bag with the white. Okay, now obviously there is air in between all that paint at the moment, so I'm just going to take the cup and kind of tamp it down a little bit. And I'm going to do another layer of the colors as well. Not so much around the edge. You guys can see how thick this stuff is. It's awesome. I've been having a lot of fun playing with this. I'm going to do one more layer of white on there. And I mean, look at that. Just how it like builds and it stays is just so much fun to me. I love this. Okay, so we're gonna move these out of the way now. Put the scissors back. Okay, so now that this cup is pretty much full, I'm gonna lift it up. We have our tip. We're gonna just push this down. And then we're going to tighten the bag. There's a little bit of paint coming out. Okay.
You need some of those twist ties from the grocery store.
Believe it or not, you actually don't. Okay, so now you don't hold this like a pencil, like you're writing. You stick your hand out like that, and then put the bag in your hand, and then you're going to squeeze. Now, in terms of squeezing, a little bit more pressure is better than lighter. You would think that light pressure would be fine, but it actually, you get a more even design happening when you're using a little bit more pressure. So we're going to test it out, and I always recommend that you test it out before you do it on your final piece. This is a leaf tip that's a little bit fancier, and we're going to be using this to create our, there you go. Okay, and then you can layer them and stack them and all sorts of groovy things. Give it a little wiggle to create more interest. So today we're going to be using one of these little canvas panels to work. I'm also going to show you the leaf, the color that I have to make leaves. This is actually Atelier Interactive Forest Green that we're going to be using. That's this one, and I have mixed this one, this is one of my mad scientist experiments, with Liquitex gel gloss to see if we get the same sorts of things happening as we do with the Gaffrey paint. I don't expect this to be as thick as this, but I have a plan. So, okay, let's try this one out real quick. When you're doing the leaf tip, you want the little beak to be open. You don't want it sideways, you want it up and down. So, we're gonna go this way. No, I'm gonna go this way. Where's my... I can't see very well, sorry. Okay, here we go. Ready? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There we go. So just squeeze and then come up. I'm not quite doing what I want it to do for some reason.
You can go sideways too, right?
Yeah, you can experiment with directions and, you know, how you want to. And there is a learning curve. So the first time I picked up one of these piping bags was not a pretty sight. I've been playing with it for a couple of days now, and it's a lot of fun, and I've gotten much better at what I've been doing. But, you know, you'll get the hang of it as soon as you just play with it a little bit and just do little groupings of leaves. So this is what we're going to do today. So we're going to put that one over there, and we're going to get started. So I'm going to use my cake spinner just because it makes it very easy to spin things around. And I am going to keep the plastic on the canvas panel for this one. Okay, so we're going to tighten up our bag.
Can you try to do it in the middle?
Huh?
Can you try to do it in the center?
Yes. Okay. All right. Are you ready, husband of awesomeness?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I just want to put out there, these are not organically, anatomically correct flowers. You are using your imagination, you're using color, you're using texture, so they're not going to be perfect. It's a representation of abstract expressionism. Let's have some fun. Here we go. And really, the sky is the limit in how you want to do this. I'm going to start off with like a little ring. And if you mess one up, it's okay, because you're going to go back over it and fill in. This is just to get you started. And then I'm going to go in between the two, so like where the two leaves meet, and add another one in there, and kind of go up. Not so much out, but up. And we're going to build this flower. And there's no right or wrong. Like I said, this is your work, your imagination. Let me try to go on this side so you can see. I don't know if I can do it from that angle though. Okay, let's go back into the middle and add some more in there. I like that gold streak down the middle of it. We do have white in the bag, and you can kind of mix things inside there a little bit to kind of get the colors going. But the white will come out more towards the end. And just keep layering and having fun. And build yourself your flower. And you can make them longer, you can make your leaves shorter, you could stagger them, you could vary it, you know, however you want to. You could flip your bag over to get a different color, so now the gold is going to be on the outside edge instead of on the inside edge. For these outer petals. I feel like it better the other day. And every once in a while, just wipe your tip off a little bit to keep it clean. Let's go back over here. Gail. Okay. Just kind of make it as big and wide as you want. And then you can go back in the middle and add more. Add some more height. If you see any gaps, just feel free to fill them in. Tighten up my bag a little bit more. Tip off again. Oop, piece of hair. Okay. This is just such a trip to me that the paint like stands up and stays that way. It's so cool. I love it. I think it's amazing. So big thank you to Justin Gaffrey from Gaffrey Art for this amazing paint that he's created. Such a cool product. And one nice thing about Gaffrey is that they don't have a middleman, so they sell their paint directly from their website. You can get it at gaffreyart.com. Really nice family-owned business. I actually think they are in Florida. Speaking of Florida, we're doing Fluid Art Boutique in Delray Beach, Florida, October 8th, 9th, and 10th. Gonna be super fun, exciting stuff. We have an amazing lineup of artists for you. We have Kathleen Osmore, Karen Dershin, Sarah Mack, myself. We have Molly from Molly's Artistry coming, which is amazing. We have Erica Hughes coming all the way from Ireland, and Michelle Galley with her amazing smile. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I am going to be doing a 3D flower class at FAB too, so that's going to be fun. And our website, be sure to check it out at www.fluidartboutique.com and get your tickets today. And I think we are having like an early bird special discount if you buy your tickets early. That's looking pretty cool. What do you think, HOA?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more in here to fill in. So when this stuff starts to dry, it does contract a little bit. So you wanna be very mindful to not have any like big gaps in between, because if you see gaps when it's wet, you're gonna have gaps when it's dry. And you don't want that. But there are several things you can do, you know, just add a little bit, some more leaves. This is actually looking really pretty now that the gold and the white is in there. I'm loving that. And it's just a matter of some practice, you know. Get the muscle memory going. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. That's looking pretty neat though. Okay, now we're going to come in with our forest green color and we're going to make some little leaves around this. So same process. Tighten up your bag. Twist, twist, twist. Paint is falling out, that's a good sign. Okay, and now we're just going to add a few leaves in here. Like in groups of 3s. Does it look like a leaf? I'm going to put my glasses on real quick. Can't see which way the tip is facing. Okay, I'm going to add one more in here. Can just go in between wherever you want. And again, this is abstract art. It does not have to be anatomically correct or perfect. The coolness of this stuff comes from the height and the texture and your color. I love, get in here, HOA, like super close. How pretty that is with the gold and the turquoise and the white. It's like this one leaf is amazing. I think I want to add a little bit more in here just because that's so pretty. And you could go in and add more like greenery in between, but I'm not going to. We're just going to add a little bit more like over on this side. Because I want that gold to come through. See, like there's kind of a gap right there. I'm just going to put that right in there. And squeeze. That's looking pretty cool. I'm happy. You happy, HOA?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like this one the way it is, so I'm gonna move this, and then I'll just put a new board up there, and we can play on that for a bit as much as you want. You can also do, it doesn't have to be like a round traditional flower. You could do like 2 or 3 petals, just sort of spaced diagonally against each other. Like that's a flower, you know? 1, 2, 3.
We do some green leaves.
And then we're going to put the green. You just put a couple little leaves in there. So that's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm loving this technique. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the color that you can do. I really enjoy the compositions that you can make. So we will have more videos on this. Let me know what you guys think. I encourage you guys all to play. I really like that this is sort of taking paint to literally another level and another dimension, which I just think is kind of awesome. So thank you so much for being here. I will show you this one. I expect it to be kind of set up within the next few hours, and I will show you a little close-up. It's not going to change though. We'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so this is a few hours later, like 3 or 4 hours later. Hasn't changed. Looks pretty darn good. The only thing that's changed, that gold has gotten sparklier, if possible. It's such a pretty color, and I'm really loving that metallic turquoise. Very similar to the Artist Loft metallic cobalt blue that we all love so much. But this is really cool. You can see all the height is still there. Everything's still sticking out. And let's see, touch it. It's still a little flexible, but nothing is like changing when I touch it. So it does set up on the outer surface pretty fast, which is pretty cool. So this one will probably take 2 or 3 days to dry completely because it is pretty thick. But like these little test sampley ones that we did will probably be completely dry, and they're probably pretty dry now. Yeah, they're not really moving. Flexible but not changing at all. That was so cool. So this was pretty awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and I have some more surprises in store for you guys, so stay tuned. Please make sure you check out our Fluid Art Boutique website, www.fluidartboutique.com, and get your tickets today. So thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.